Last time, we met Thomas Hale, a lonely 80-year-old atheist farmer who had given up on life and on God. But one stormy night, his dried-up well began to whisper, not with water, but with words, mysterious, ancient words that echoed through his soul. He saw strange dreams, heard the Adhan in his sleep, saw flashes of the Kaaba, though he had never seen it before. His animals began acting strange. A Quran appeared in a place where no one could have left it, and a voice, gentle yet powerful, kept calling him. Come to prayer. Come to success. The dead silence of his farm was now filled with signs, miraculous signs that couldn't be ignored. And just when he thought he was going insane, something happened that defied all logic. Now in part 2, the journey gets darker, deeper, and more divine. Don't blink, because what you're about to witness will shake your soul and restore your faith in the unseen. Let's begin. The wind howled louder as Thomas stumbled back toward his cottage, heart pounding with confusion and fear. The whispers from the well echoed in his mind, like old memories trying to push through fog. He didn't sleep that night. Instead, he sat in his worn-out chair by the fireplace, staring into the flames that danced like souls in torment. And then, without realizing it, he whispered, Allah. He didn't know why he said it. He had never said it before, but it felt familiar, like a name he had once known long ago, but forgotten. The next day, he avoided the well, trying to occupy his mind with mundane farm tasks. But something had changed. Birds gathered near his home, silent, observant. The air smelled sweeter. The earth seemed softer beneath his feet. And at night, the dreams came again. This time, they were clearer. He stood in a vast desert, beneath a black sky full of stars. A voice whispered verses in a language he didn't understand, but his soul somehow recognized. Walakad Yisarnal Qur'ana, Lid Dikri, Fahal, Min Mudakar. And then he saw a man, a beautiful, luminous face, smiling at him, his hand outstretched. When he awoke, Thomas was crying, real tears, and he whispered again, "Who are you?" He opened his wife's old wooden chest, hoping to distract himself. Inside, wrapped in a silk cloth, was a book he had never noticed before. It wasn't a Bible. It was a Quran gifted long ago to his wife by a traveling Moroccan herbalist she once helped during a snowstorm. He opened it randomly. The page fell on Surah Al-Ikhlas. Say He is Allah, the One. He read, and a chill passed through him. The words were like an embrace and a warning at once. The days grew stranger. One morning, Thomas found fresh water gushing from the old well that had been dry for over a decade. Villagers came in awe. No underground springs were in the area, and yet the water kept flowing. When they tested it, it was purer than anything they'd ever tasted. It's like Zamzam, whispered an old Muslim merchant who had once visited Mecca. That night, the whispers came again. But now they were not frightening. They were full of Nur light. He heard names, beautiful names, Ar-Rahman, Al-Haq, Al-Ghafar, and each name seemed to touch a wound in his heart and heal it. Then came a night of the storm, fiercer than any he'd seen in years. Thunder cracked the sky open. Lightning lit up the well. Thomas stood by his window watching, trembling. Suddenly, he saw a silhouette, a man standing near the well. But no footsteps had led there. He rushed outside, barefoot, calling, "Who's there?" But the figure vanished. Only the well remained, shining with an otherworldly light. And then his body froze. The voice returned, not outside, but inside him. You were lost, but he found you. You were broken, but he mended you. Thomas fell to his knees, tears mixing with rain, and for the first time, he raised his hands and said, "Guide me. Please, I surrender." He spent the next day reading the Quran his wife had preserved. He reached Surah Ad-Duha. Did he not find you an orphan and give you refuge? It struck him like lightning. Every word was for him. He sought out the old Muslim merchant and said, "Teach me." The man cried and embraced him. Weeks passed. Thomas learned to make wudu. He learned Surah Al-Fatiha. He learned to bow and prostrate. And he found peace, real peace, for the first time in 83 years. News of the miracle well spread. People came from distant towns. Some converted after hearing Thomas's story. Others simply drank the water and left with tears in their eyes. Years passed, and Thomas, now Yusuf, became known as the shepherd of the well. He built a small masjid beside it. Before far, he would sit by the well, making dhikr, whispering the names of Allah. One night, as he sat watching the stars, he whispered, "I'm ready." That night, he died in sujud during tahajjud. The villagers found him the next morning with a smile on his face and the Quran beside him. They say the well dried up the moment he died. But when people return and pray near it, the wind sometimes carries a whisper, "La ilaha illallah, Mohammedur Rasulullah." And just like that, a man who once scoffed at faith became a beacon of it. Because Allah guides whom he wills. And sometimes, even a forgotten well can carry the echo of divine mercy. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch the part 2 of this story, and share to our channel Deen in Minute for more real and miraculous stories that will strengthen your iman.